if you're sad, you're not gonna get paid. Nobody gets fucking paid for feeling sad or for feeling. No, get your ass up, shake it off, and go. That's it. Your trials and tribulations, man. You fall down, record that shit. Right. I fell down because I was a dumbass. Boom, boom. Put it in here. It'll never happen again.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Justin Rodriguez, your favorite lender here in Neighborhood Loans, and we're back with another episode. And as you see, we're in a completely different environment. This is the first time I have never been either outside the studio or the cigar lounge, and this means that we had to bring a very special guest today in order for us to be able to uplift this beautiful place that we're here. We're actually in Hinsdale Prime. Shout out to them for allowing us to be in their location. And we don't got the Cafecito today. We got a little bit of an old fashioned, so definitely excited for a little drink today, and we're really excited to announce our guest today. He has been one of the people that have helped me grow in this industry since day one, and honestly really big mentor to me from the beginning of my business. So I really do appreciate all the support he's given and shown. So today is just to pay respects for all the things you've done, bro. So thank you so much for coming, Eric. I really do appreciate it, bro.
No, thanks for having me, man. In this space, it's different for me, you know.
100%, bro.
I've been in this business for 20 years, and doing this type of stuff always gets me like a little nervous and whatnot. But I'm happy I'm here. I'm happy to be with you, chopping it up and having an old fashioned here at my guy's restaurant. Hinsdale Prime, baby. Let's do it.
It doesn't get better than that. A little bit old fashioned here in the restaurant. And it's pretty cool to even say that, you know, you helped this person be able to grow their business and, you know, to be here. And especially in Hinsdale is like, it's crazy. It's a tough market over here.
It was really tough, man. You know, they had all the odds against them, and you know, it takes a gift of gab, negotiating, and a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and make it happen. You know, they had their vision from the get-go, and then I just help facilitate that. That's it, man.
Well, one thing I love about you, bro, is straight up, you're a fucking bulldog. Like, it really don't matter what scenario you might be thrown at. You might not know what the answer might be, but you just like kind of bulldoze ahead. And that's one of my favorite things that I learned from you in the beginning of business is you got to be very strong, hard, and just be able to kind of adapt to any situation. So I want to dive deep into that. Where do you feel like that's rooted from? Like, where do you get your real drive and determination and that bulldog instinct from?
Well, it's a lot of things, man. The way I grew up, my family's always had businesses and whatnot, you know. So I learned through their trials and tribulations of what to do. And I learned from the onset that you can't escape a problem. You just walk right through it. And as the problem persists, you just solve. And now all of a sudden you become a problem solver. Problem solvers are usually the guys that make
the most amount of money.
Yeah.
You're not bold enough. So give me a little background. I know that your journey has gone and grown a lot. Your parents have always owned businesses throughout their entire lives. But how did you get into the space you're in? You're a little bit of accounting, a lot of real estate. So how did you kind of grow into the industry that we're in?
Well, initially when I first started, I was going to school. I wanted to become an attorney. And then my parents had businesses and whatnot, and like those businesses did very well for themselves. Shout out to my dad for that one. Yeah. My mom, she started off this, you know, they separated. She started off her own journey. She was an accountant and started a tax service, and I want to say 1989, 1990. And I was a mama's boy. Numbers were always my thing.
Yeah.
And when you mix numbers with business, and it's good numbers, business, everything just falls into place.
Right.
I could have been a shoe salesman.
Right.
With all that knowledge that I got from them, you know. And then I first started being an accountant, doing taxes, and I grew from doing 100 taxes to I think I do like 3,500 now.
Holy
during the season, right? So that's when nobody sees me January to April. I'm always fucking
grinding
busy,
through the
right?
taxes,
But that's where I get all my leads from real estate. And real estate, to tell you the truth, up to like 5 years ago, it was just a hobby for me.
Yeah.
I set a thing. I'm like, hey man, this year, extra money, vacation money, I want to make $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, and I actually would do it, and I would just stop.
Yeah.
Until people started, you know, reaching out more, and I'm like, hey man, I kind of like this.
Yeah.
So actually, it's genuinely, it's a passion for me.
Yeah.
I don't do it for the money.
Right.
You know, it's genuine. It's a genuine passion.
You felt like it brought more fulfillment than the whole accounting side.
Yeah, man, it actually does. When somebody walks in like you know, somebody walks into your office,
Right.
and they're like, you know what, my dream is to own a home, and you see all this stuff. You see that they're making $25,000, that they have no money for a down payment. And you see, and they're telling you this, and usually they bring their kids, and you see the kids like with all the hope. They were talking to them in the car, saying, "Hey, we're gonna go see this guy, see if we can get a house." So you take that kind of personal,
Right.
and when you can actually get them into something, and they're happy, and you checked all their boxes,
Right.
Man.
Yeah,
That's
there's nothing better
man.
than that, bro.
That's a high.
Yeah,
tell you the truth, man.
100%. And the thing is, the high continues to go every single month. You meet different scenarios, and you put the pieces together to be able to make it a reality for people, because a lot of people just can't fathom the fact that there actually could be a homeowner out there.
Exactly.
You know? So it's pretty cool to be able to put two and two together. You know.
And then you have to like pair yourself with somebody like you and I have been through through the ringer with some of our clients, you know, and when you find somebody that that wants what you want, right? Obviously, the money is everybody's in there for the money,
right?
But it's there, right? You can do whatever, but that wants what you want, that wants to get that same satisfaction of selling something to somebody,
right?
For doing it for the sale, the negotiation part. Right. I love that shit. I love I did that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a journey, man, and that's what you want to do. You find somebody that wants the same thing from you, and like, you know, you and I have been there. We're like, all right, man, fuck it, let's just do it this way, and we get it done.
Yeah, every time, bro.
And it happens.
Right, and it always ends up being the way that we need it to be. And I think it all stems, the root cause of it is really comes back to the upbringing, like where your parents came. You see like the grind, the struggle. I think that's why there's so much fulfillment in this job for me, especially, is like I see what my parents had to do to get in the position that they're in today, and the grind. Like, I'll never forget just seeing my parents being at 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, just grinding, working and shit. And like, for me, I would fall asleep on the carpet next to them. And like, I loved just seeing them in the hustle, the grind. And I always imagine, I'm like, my parents did this so that way I could bust my ass and I could do the things to be able to be successful that I'm at right now. So I would imagine, is that the kind of the same?
It's the exact same thing. When my parents split, it was devastating for us, you know, because my dad was really well off, and my mom, being a strong soul, man, she's tough, right, you know. So we were going through it until she decided that she wanted to open up shop. Yeah. And I remember when she opened up her business, she made me 100% part of it. She goes, "This is what the rent is. This is what the light is."
That's important.
And then our mortgage payment that we had to do. And I would actually balance her books. Yeah. I'd be 11 years old, and I was already worrying about that stuff. Right. You know? That's why that's where it all comes from. Right. The hustle. She never stopped. I don't know. She sent me to great schools, always private. And I don't know how the hell she did it. Yeah. Right now, I got one son, cost an arm and a leg to get him in travel baseball and the schooling and all that stuff. And I don't know how the hell she did it. But she managed, man, and that's one thing that when you look back and you're like, damn, I don't know how the fuck they did it, and then you get praise from that person that you admire so much. That's it,
bro. That's life, bro.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's the beautiful part about life. I think that right now, like, one of the biggest fulfillments I have, and I think one of your main duty as a kid from your parents, for me, is especially understanding the fact that your main job is to recreate what they've created and more. Like, I think, you know, their job is to really plant the seed. My grandparents were planting the seed. My parents grew a couple more trees, and my job is to build the forest. Like, I want to continue to allow my kids to be able to give them the path so that way they can plant more trees, you know? And that's for something that a lot of people don't really kind of have that long-term vision, because I think one of the main things that we kind of deal with right now where we're at in terms of the world is people don't have the grind and the hustle mentality. We really try to live for the moment right now, but they don't see like, all right, this is how my life is going to look out in the next 10, 15, 20 years. And I think that's the vision that my parents, my grandparents always had. And I always have the utmost respect to them. And I could see it in you, like that grind and that vision just never continues to stop, because our parents, it never, to this day, I see your mom grinding to this day, bro.
She'll never stop, man. My dad stopped. That fucker retired when he was like 40 something, you know, but my mom never stopped. She still grinds, man. And I tell you the truth, I don't want her to stop. Yeah. I want her to be like something where she's like by appointment only or something like that. But I don't want her to stop, man.
Yeah.
She loves it.
Yeah.
And that's the love that I actually have for real. Like the accounting part, that I consider that's like my job.
Yeah.
I love it too. Pays the bills and stuff, but real estate's
the fucking the bread and butter.
That's like my that's like a hobby.
But how did you get
well.
in? Like, how did you kind of transition into real estate from the accounting business?
Oh man, people were asking me about should I buy a house and stuff like that. I wasn't licensed. I was 25, 24. I'm like, yeah, you should buy a house, and this is why. Boom, boom. And all of a sudden, they come back and be like, Eric, thanks for the advice. You know, I bought a house, and let's do some standard deductions or itemize and all that other stuff. And whatever I would tell them, it would actually happen on their taxes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, well, now you need another house. You need an investment property so you can, you know,
Yeah.
do stuff like that. And
Yeah.
and they were like, multiple people started telling me like, Eric, why don't you become a realtor? I'm like, all right, cool. I just did it, and I started saying, okay, now you need a house, and then I started showing them.
Yeah.
I remember my first closing, man. My wife got it for me, a client. I did it, and we closed, and it took 4 weeks to get paid.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, man, real estate sucks.
Yeah. You're like, I want instant.
I want instant gratification, damn it. But no, man, I mean, that was the longest one that I got. That was a hurdle, you know, because title companies, and I didn't know shit, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
But I tell people, I'm quick to tell people, like, hey, I don't know. When I first started in this business, I got an attorney. I said, hey, you're my dad's friend. Here's a contract. I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. All right? Just don't make me look like an ass and, you know, teach me along the way.
Yeah.
People want to see that.
100%.
People want to hear that.
100%.
Because there's so much ego all over, especially in real estate.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be on TV. And
Right,
shit,
right.
You know,
No, I agree with that shit,
$20
bro.
million homes and stuff, you know? I want that. If you're out there.
I know, right?
So.
I'm the same way, bro. I think when I first got in the industry, I got blessed. I got a good mentor. You met Dwight. Like he helped me in the fucking industry. And when I first got in it was like I got this person I was wanting to buy a house, exact same thing. I don't know what a mortgage is. I don't know anything. She just switched over from another lender to me.
Yeah.
But let's fucking close it. I don't know what to do. Let me know what to fucking do. I got it. Now you just gotta help me get it. I told her she's good, but I don't know if she is. So fucking we went. We got it. And we ended up getting it closed. But I think that's the beautiful part about everything is the journey is you gotta have the right mentors. You obviously had a good attorney to kind of help out with the process. But what do you think when you were kind of coming up in the real estate and accounting business, what do you think was one of your hardest moments that kind of sprung you to be able to be as successful as you are today?
I don't stop. I got a work ethic that's crazy. You'll see me having a good time, having a couple of old fashions, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Having a good time, but I'm already in my head. Like, I'm here now, and I'm thinking about other stuff. Like, once this is over, we're going to talk about some other stuff that we got going on.
Yeah.
But I'm always business 24 hours. The only time I'm really not is when I'm at my son's baseball games.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's something, I put family first always.
Yeah.
But when I'm at his baseball games, it's just like, I'm not there. I forget about my phone and stuff like that. So that's my mini vacation.
Yeah.
Even when I'm on vacation, I'll call you and be like, hey, bro, we got to clear the clothes and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but I don't stop.
Yeah.
I don't stop. I got a wife that understands that.
Yeah.
That understands that. She pushes me. Shout out to her, man. Babe, when you watch this, I love you. I mean, tell you the truth, if you have somebody, like you said, a support group, but, you know, in-house, like your wife, and she supports you. She knows that, you know, you got to go to Hinsdale to do a podcast, and you like, and she knows you're nervous as shit, but she goes, you got it, stuff like this. Don't come out too late. That's it. But you got somebody that supports you and that reminds you and has your back. It's like a business partner that loves you. That she has 50% equity.
Yeah.
Right?
No matter what.
No matter what. That's key. And my son understands when I can't be home on time and stuff like that. Since he was a baby, I always spoke to him like an adult, and that has transformed him into he knows more about real estate than I knew when I started.
Right.
So that's like you say planting trees, planting seeds. I'm doing that with him now. Right. So it's all
Well, I could tell you this much, bro. You have recreated what your mom has given you in a different way, right? Like you're trying to help. Your mom showed you the books from the beginning of time, and now you have been able to recreate that, and that's something that I would love to be able to learn. I'm a new dad, bro, so it's just learning that new way of life where it's like this business is fucking consuming, and I agree. Like I would not be able to be right here right now if it wasn't for my partner. My girl, like she's everything to me, so I agree 100%. Like there's some nights 7:30, 8, 9, whatever, because you're just fucking you're grinding, and time doesn't, like, I can't comprehend time when I'm in the mode. Like I'm in that zone. I'm just like, I'm going, this is what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. And I love what I do. There's no like, fuck, I got to go to work today. It's like, all right, what's next? What's next? Boom, boom, boom. And you know, I think that's something that a lot of people can't understand if they don't have a love for the business. But was there like that realization point where you're like, you get too zoned in, too locked in to the point? Because I tell this to people all the time. If I was single, 9 to 9, 9 to fucking midnight every day, like it would just be like boom, boom, like a robot. Was there like a point of realization for you in your career where you're like, fuck, like I gotta slow down and like actually enjoy life?
You know, definitely, yeah. You know, you started making money, you started making moves, you start flipping, you start buying places and stuff like that. You know, it's all coming in, but you don't want to enjoy it when you're 75, 80. And you can't, you know, catch a football with your kid or something like that, right?
Right, yeah.
That came when, like, my son, I think, before he went to Cooperstown, he's like, Dad, you're always working.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, that stings, man, because, like, Dad, let's go throw the baseball. I go, all right, cool. You know, I'll be there in a minute. And I'm grinding. Yeah. Grinding because in my head, I'm doing everything I can for my family.
Right.
But then you're not there.
Right.
So you got to balance that shit out. And I learned that when a little 10-year-old tells me, hey, Dad, let's go throw the baseball. And I said, no. Yeah. And I feel like an asshole. Yeah. And I go back. My wife says, hey, let's go out. I'm like, all right, in a minute. Totally forget. Yeah. You know, you get so in the zone, you forget to eat, bro. Yeah. It's crazy, right?
Straight up, yeah.
So that's the turning point, man. To tell you the truth, when your family comes up and says, hey, we're here. You know, we want you to be present. Like, we have all this stuff, too. We have all the material stuff that they can have. Yeah. They have it, and then like you're thinking you're doing a good job, right? And then you're getting feedback from the most important people in your life, and you're like, wait a minute, I'm fucking up, right? Because that's when you realize that time is more important than money. Yeah, time and good credit. You know, buy the house. You know, it's like that's what it is, man. Yeah. When and from then on, it's been different. Yeah. From then on, I would take 5-6 vacations. Yeah. You know, even though I'd sneak out and still do my stuff. Yeah. But 5-6 vacations a year, be 2 days, be 2 weeks. Yeah. It wouldn't matter. Right. But I would prioritize that.
100%, bro. And you know what? It's funny that you say that, bro, is because there was I don't know if you know Michael Jordan's trainer. He had a story, same exact scenario. Mm-hmm. So obviously when you're Michael Jordan, he was actually Kobe's trainer as well. You're gone 24/7. You're flying out to Chicago, LA, like you're all over the fucking place. And one day he was telling the stories on the podcast. He's like, in order for you to win, you're willing to sacrifice everything. Winning doesn't care whether or not you have a family event, whether or not your son has a baseball game. If you want to win, winning doesn't care regardless of what. Winning is its own category. So if you want to actually succeed in the industry that you're in, you got to sacrifice. And he said all that, but then he's like, but then I quickly realized that in some cases, maybe I don't want to win. There's some avenues of life. And he was like, there was one point in my life where his turning point was when his daughter came up to him because he was traveling to Chicago, and I guess he lived in LA or wherever he was living. And the daughter goes up to him and is like, Dad, why are you leaving? You're always leaving. You're never home. When are you going to be home so that way we can enjoy it? And he tells her, well, baby, like, I'm helping you get food on the table. So this is me providing for you. You got to understand, I'm working not for myself, but for you guys. Mm-hmm. I want to provide food on the table. And you know what she told him, bro? She told him, if I eat less, will that make you stay home more? Ooh. Fuck, bro. You know, and when I was listening to the podcast, I'm like, oh, fuck, dude. Your daughter, and it's your daughter. That's the whole other. Your daughter told you, like, fuck, bro. And so he goes, and he still left. He still traveled. He did his thing, whatever. So you fast forward, and when he got older, he had that conversation with her. It's like, you know, when you were 10, this is what you told me, and you know, I wanted to say, like, did I leave a negative impact on you? Did that negatively affect you? And she said, no, you don't even have to explain yourself. I understand. you know, and you know, she said the main thing I want you to understand is it helped me understand the cost of winning. How much does it really take for you to be able to achieve your goals and dreams? But I do agree that there's a balance to it, bro. Like there was another guy that I was kind of listening to in regards to a podcast where he was talking about, you know, money in general. You know, I think money is really important for you to be able to invest, but at the same time, if you're not enjoying it in the youth that you currently have it, you can have $10 million and you're fucking 70 years old. Like, and at that point in time, what is the 10 million worth, right? Like you have a fucking pile of cash, but in reality, you're not able to enjoy it as if you were 50, 40, 30, 20 years old. So at the end of the day, there's kind of like this fine line in it. That's the hardest part about life, is really distinguishing the value of two. When do I spend money? When do I invest? And I think that for me, I really love talking to other individuals who are 60, 70, 50, 40 to kind of get that perspective. Because it's like, what are your regrets? Like, do you have regrets? You know, like, are there times where you might have neglected your kid? Like you said right now, not in a malicious way. You're not neglecting your son because you don't want to spend time with them. But in your mind, you're like, all right, I'm grinding to help you and the family grow. When you're out of your family, just kind of want you to be able to be there and enjoy the moment. So for you, do you feel like there was any point in your career where you kind of not have regret, but like, I know you kind of spoke a little bit about your son, but even with your relationship with everything family, do you feel like there was a point in time where you're like kind of like a turning point of everything?
That was it, man. Because when my son, if it was, he's 10 years old and he can see it, right? Yeah. You know, your wife will always like wanna, your wife will always wanna like more time with you. Especially my wife is like, she cannot stay home. Yeah. She's part of the business. She owns part of the Servicio Chihuahua. Shout out to Servicio Chihuahua. Yeah. She owns part of it too. So she's a hustler in her own way, right? Yeah. But she can turn it off. Yeah. She can turn it off. Come time 6, 7, when we get out, close the shop, I can't. Yeah. I don't know what it is about me, right? Yeah. But when she'll remind me like, hey, you know, you gotta do this with the family, you gotta do that. And I'll be like, babe, but I'm in the zone. I'm doing my thing. And normally I think that she would be happy doing that, but then between her and my son during around the same time, they came with the whole like, we need your presence. And I had a couple health scares, man. Yeah. I had a couple health scares. Was it because of work or? I don't know. I think I was born with a little heart defect. Yeah. That my heart, I would be AFib, and they operated me and not full, like open. They did an ablation. Yeah. They burned some nerves, and then I was cured. Right? Thank God. But that moment when you're faced with your reality, where something can go fucking wrong on the table, and that's it, and my son's only gonna remember his dad at his office, or my wife's gonna only remember like, oh, he was a hard worker at the eulogy and shit. I'm like, man, fuck that. Yeah. I'm done. So that's what I regret. That early on, I didn't spend more time. That it took me to 10 years of my son's life to be like, you know what? Let's take these vacations. Yeah. Like I'm going next week somewhere. Yeah. I haven't even picked a place yet. Fine, I'm just randomly gonna just fucking do it. Yeah. Yeah. You know, that's how you have to do it sometimes.
That's financial freedom though. To be able to just be like, all right, fuck it, we're gonna leave.
And financial freedom, you know, is great, all and dandy, but you can go get an Airbnb right now in fucking nowhere, fucking Tennessee, and just spend some time with your family.
100%.
Right?
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
Although I'd like a resort, but you get my picture.
But I think that what's important is that you have an ability to shut off. You have the ability to just say, you know what, my business is important, but I have financial freedom doesn't necessarily mean that you got millions of dollars and fucking 100 million, whatever the fuck, and you're just able to shut it off. But it's the freedom to be able to say, you know what, I'm willing to sacrifice X amount of income that I would have made if I stayed home to go spend time with my family. I'm willing to sacrifice that. And that's huge. That's important, because I don't think everybody has that ability. If you're working 9 to 5, or you don't have enough to where you just drop everything and go, even if it's a road trip, it is a little bit more difficult. And I think that you've achieved that. You've been able to kind of have that and for your family, you know. But I think I want to understand, what is your definition of winning and success? What does that look like in your life?
That balance that is so elusive to everybody. Yeah. You yourself, you're guilty. Yeah. You can't. Whoever finds that balance of work, especially somebody who like just wants to work all day and wants to be 100% devoted to their family, write a fucking book. I'll read it. You know,
Yeah.
somebody who can do that, man. I think that all the money in the world, obviously, if you had all the money in the world, the billionaires wouldn't be getting divorced. Their kids wouldn't be like hating them and all that shit, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything. So have enough. I guess my thing would be have enough income that's passive, or even if it's not, but have a team in place, right? Where you can afford to take, like you said, take some time off, make one phone call to your team lead, like most people do. I don't. I do everything solo.
Yeah.
So that's one of the hurdles that I have to get over. Like literally this week, I'm potentially thinking about starting a team.
Yeah.
Which is tough for me because I have to control everything.
Yeah.
So somebody can find that. If I find that balance where you're still providing for your family and you're being there 100% for them as well, present, then that's for me. That's happiness.
Do you feel like you've met anybody that has that?
Yeah, but they're really fucking old.
Yeah.
80 something guys that are millionaires, have 3,000 units here, but they realize that shit later in life. I want to figure that out now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the good part. First of all, that's good about networking with older people because you're like, fuck, I don't want to be that.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't want to be that. Like, you're successful, but fuck, dude.
And their kids talk to them all different and stuff.
Yeah. No, bro. No, I think that's one thing that you're saying, bro, is exactly what I feel like is the hardest part about just our industry in general. I think that's one thing that I have never met someone with your mindset. Like, I don't meet this industry is very diluted with people who are very about themselves, or they're single, they've been, which is nothing bad. I mean, you enjoy your life, do what the fuck you want. You want to do, you want to have fun, do your thing. But I have never met an individual that has been very direct, very driven, but also family oriented, where it's like, this is directly for my family, and I want to be able to try to give back to my family and help them become the best version of themselves. Because to me, a true leader is really when someone's able to recreate better leaders for the world. Yeah. That whether that be your kids, whether that be your team members, everybody around you is becoming a better person simply because of the impact that you left on them. For me, is a true successful individual, and that for me is what defines success. But everybody is different, and that's why when I meet individuals, you might post something and you might say something, but the actions that you portray to the world are a lot different than what you're actually saying. So I've never really met an individual that has sat there and said, you know what, this is what my dedication and my success and my devotion to my company, my business, everything, and actually truly mean it. I think that's one of my hardest parts. I never found that type of mentor. I found it in family members, uncles, and all that stuff, but like, it's different when you meet an individual that has already done it for 20 plus years, and I kind of see exactly where they're coming from, what their true intentions are, So that's one of the hardest parts about, when you're going in this, you're trying to figure everything, all this bullshit out, write a fucking book, right? Find someone go write a book about it, so that way we can learn more about it.
If I got time, I'll read it.
I know, right? When you're kind of, I guess a lot of people that are entrepreneurs, right? They have a hard way of kind of knowing how to stay motivated, how to stay grinding. Like, what advice would you give to individuals who are like, like, I know work-life balance is one thing, but there's a difference of an individual that's trying to find work-life balance because they want to spend more time with their family and they're very work-driven, versus I want work-life balance because I don't really want to work. Exactly. Like, there's two different fucking people. I get pissed off when I talk about work-life balance. It's not because I don't want to work. I want to do it because I'm too much about work. So how do you stay driven, motivated? What drives you to this day?
When it comes to real estate, it's actually the negotiating, man.
Yeah.
I love that shit. I live for that shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you want something for $400,000? It's listed, and you're telling me you have multiple offers. Oh, he goes an offer for $380,000.
Yeah.
Let's see where that sits. And then, oh, I got it. Fuck yeah. And then you're talking to other agents, and then what the cool thing is, man? When you don't burn any bridges, and you're honest from the jump. Not only honest to your buyers or sellers, but you're honest to the other agents that are involved too, and you keep them like in the loop of things. They tend to, when they see one of your offers at another instance, they tend to be like, hey, I remember this guy.
Yeah.
He was funny. He did this. He did that.
Yeah.
And we got it closed. they tend to like 9 times out of 10 take your offer.
Yeah.
Or at least tell you like, hey, jump up a bit.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
not saying that. So that's that. Don't burn any bridges. Be honest. Be honest with yourself, man.
Yeah.
That's the tough part. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna be at the office for 30 minutes. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah,
give some
yeah.
Where the hell's Justin at? Let me call Justin. That's
Do you see that a lot though? That people aren't really honest with themselves in the industry?
bro. I see that a ton.
What do you see though?
I see like young kids that just got into the game, and I'm not knocking. It's not everybody, right?
Yeah.
But what I see across the spectrum, but the young kids that are coming to the game, and they got the $2,000 suits, and they're trying to, and then they're trying to bulldozer, run you over. And you're like, wait a minute,
Yeah,
what the fuck
bro.
you doing, man?
Yeah,
You see that, and then you call them about a listing, and they'll be, oh, we have 10 offers, and they're like, all right, cool. And then you're not interested in that.
Yeah.
And a week later, 2 days later, they're calling you, be like, hey, are you still interested?
Right.
What the fuck happened to your offers?
Yeah.
So that's the dishonesty that I see.
Right.
Then I see a lot of ego.
Yeah.
Ain't no room for ego because
Right, bro.
the only shit you got to do is represent your client honestly, truthfully, and transparency all the way around.
Yeah.
Client, and show that transparency to your peers,
Yeah.
and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have to lie, if you lie, then you got to remember the shit you're lying about.
Yeah.
That shit comes back to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. 100%.
That's what I think.
There's a book called Ego's the Enemy, bro.
Bro, I don't understand that shit. I don't understand it. Like,
Yeah, no.
We get all these awards and stuff, top 250 in the nation and stuff like that. But there's guys out there. I met this lady, single lady. She has a small team. She's on her 2 billion sale.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a badass.
Yeah. Yeah.
She doesn't even know. She knows what I'm talking about now. Shout out. But man, those are the people that are humble as hell, man. That's what I strive to be. That keeps me like, damn, she's doing it. Let me figure out how the way she did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or so and so. This guy's doing it this way. Let me figure it out that way. Zero fucking ego.
Yeah.
Emotions fuck everything up.
Yeah.
If you're in it, like, man, I gotta make this sale because I got a car note and I'm feeling all type of way. You're gonna get Justin pissed off.
Yeah.
You're gonna get the attorneys pissed off because you're constantly on their ass. Your buyer's not getting the best representation.
Yeah.
Because you gotta make a fucking a car note payment.
Yeah.
So that's what I see.
No, 100%. 100%. And when I first got in the industry, I think that one of the main things that I hated about this industry is that when I first got in it, like you said, ego. It's like the more awards I won, the more I didn't give a fuck about them.
Me either.
If I'm being completely honest with you, the more that I won, I was like, the first one, you're like, oh shit, bro. Oh, hold on, 250. I was like, oh shit. And then the more I won, I'm like, that's such a short-lived accomplishment, and it's like that's not fulfilling to me. It's like, for me, is like when I'm growing, I feel more fulfilled when a person comes up to me and is like, bro, I thought you were gonna be an asshole.
Yeah.
Why? Because, bro, you're top producer, you're this, but bro, you're normal. You don't come off as an asshole. And I'm like,
ain't no reason.
and that to me is more success than all the accolades, all the awards, and the people that I feel like when I first got in the industry, not to say that they're not successful, they're successful. But it's like, it's the way that you portray people. It's the way that you belittle people. The way that you look at people, look down and like, yeah, I did $20 million in sales. It's like, cool. But I'm cool with the amount of sales I've done because I simply know there's people that are fucking doing double, triple, quadruple the shit that I'm doing. Yeah. So it's like, my awards don't really mean anything. The main thing that I'm very, very trying to make sure that I'm aware of everybody around me is that, number one, I help everybody around me. Anybody asks for advice, I will never say no to someone to give me advice. You want to go eat lunch and talk about how I grew my business or how we can mutually grow each other's business, I'll do that all day. If at the end of the day, my family's taken care of, I'm investing, we're able to go on vacations, and all my referral partners are happy, I'm happy to pick and shit. I don't really care about no awards. I don't care about none of that, because at the end of the day, I recognize in the beginning of my time what fulfills me. And I think people don't understand what fulfills them, and then they allow things like material things to kind of show the world, like the world is almost that thing that they're looking for acceptance, but in reality it should be within yourself. That's probably the most important part that people lack.
I think it's because we're just naturally cool people, bro.
Yeah, that's it, bro. That's fucking it, bro.
No, I mean, I've never paid attention to the bullshit.
Yeah,
and
bro.
Again, that stems from how I grew up. I didn't see like my mom crying because she didn't try to make, because if you're sad, you're not gonna get paid. Nobody gets fucking paid for feeling sad or for feeling. No, get your ass up, shake it off, and go,
work, bro.
That's it. Your trials and tribulations, man. You
100%.
fall down, record that shit. Write it right. I fell down because I was a dumbass. Boom, boom. Put it in here. It'll never happen again.
Do you feel like that's your biggest drive? Well, that's what continues your gasoline, your motivation. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I love what I do, man.
Yeah.
I love what I do. I wish I would have taken it serious since I jumped. Since I first started. If I would have taken it serious, it'd be a different. We'd be in Cuba right now.
We're doing this. Hey, bro, I'm gonna fly you out to Cuba, bro.
Let's go.
So if you had to give a piece of advice to your son, is that what you would give him?
Yeah, that's why I'm starting him so young.
Yeah.
He would go on showings with me. After 10, I'd go, okay, this is an opportunity to hey, Papi, open up that lockbox. Or what do you think about this house? Or we go show, right? Like right now, I go, give your teenage eyes, like, how you feel about the house. What do you think about the house in the neighborhood?
Yeah.
And he'll give his honest opinion. Like, oh, this neighborhood, there's a park here, park there where I can play with my friends. And that's what I like about this house.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Or this room is perfect for me.
Yeah.
So he even helped me out,
Yeah.
But I tell him, don't lie. If you don't like the house, then you're like, you know what? I have nothing to say.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, thanks, fucker.
I spoke words.
But I see my son, man. I'm pretty sure you do the same thing. People with kids, like you see your kids and you see them, sleep comfortable, have what they need. Not, I'm just grateful for having him in my life.
Yeah.
And he is my number one motivation.
Yeah.
Even though he doesn't, I'm getting choked up, bro. That's
That's
why are you doing this,
bro. I know. I know. No, it's all good. I mean, truthfully, bro, I could say the same thing. And I think that's what. There's no better fuel than that, bro.
Bro, that's it.
That's it, man.
That's it. Now the money, yeah, it's fucking great. All this stuff, but if I can still, when kids are born, when they're born, they're babies, daddy's like fucking Superman, a superhero.
Yeah.
If I can still maintain that for as much as, man, that's it. Daddy's my hero type of shit, man.
Yeah,
I
bro.
love that shit.
That's it, bro.
He's 45, still talking about, Papi, I love you, man.
Yeah.
That's it, bro.
Yeah. No, seriously, there was Dana White. He said that he was like, money is one thing, bro, but I just want to be a great fucking dad.
Yeah.
That's it, bro. Like money essentially is gonna buy you experiences that hopefully gives back to my kids and be like, yo, my dad is a fucking, like you said, a superhero. Like I don't know how he fucking does it. I want my kid one day to look at me and be like, bro, he's a robot. I don't know what is mentally fucked up about him, but he just keeps going no matter what. I don't care what's going on. He could be emotionally hurt. He could be, beat up, hurt, injured, whatever, but he just continues to drive, and he's like a freight train, So that's important to me. And I think that one thing that I talk about and I pray about every single bro. Like I think every time I get in the shower, bro, it's the same routine every single day. I talk about how grateful I am for everything that we have, everything we've been able to build. And I think that some people don't understand and recognize that everything that you've ever prayed for, sometimes you're living the life that 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 10 years ago you prayed for.
Yeah.
You pray for those moments and you're living that moment. You don't even realize it. Mm-hmm. Like at one point in time, I was sitting here in the beginning of the industry like, oh my God, I just want to close 10 transactions. And now you're living that moment that you always fucking prayed for. But some people are so quick to go. And I'm one of them, that you're going so fast that you don't even recognize you're in the place that at one point in time you always fucking prayed for. Yeah. And it's cool to kind of recognize and see that and just be grateful for it, bro. So
every day, man.
Yeah.
What was it, like 2 years ago? One of my cousins died, right?
Yeah.
He was one of my mentors, Rocky from Elgin. He passed away, and we were going through a real rough time, his brother and I. And he said something to me that I'm using it now. I'm an adult. He said to me, and I'm not that spiritual, but this shit stuck with me, right?
Yeah.
He says that when Jesus got off the boat to walk on water, he invited Peter, Paul, to walk right behind him. And as soon as he took the step to walk behind Jesus, Paul was looking to the left and to the right, like not trusting the process.
Yeah.
And he sank.
Yeah.
I looked at my cousin like during the rough time that we were having on him. That just means we just gotta keep going forward, bro.
Yeah.
Don't look left, right. Just keep going forward.
Yeah.
So I
That's
I pray every
bro.
day, man. But
That's
I
beautiful.
don't go to church
bro.
like I should.
Yeah. It's all good, bro. It's all good.
You know, but
So if you had to give, and I usually wrap everything up usually with this question for every single person, just to kind of, I love to hear. If you had to give your younger self a piece of advice, what would that one piece of advice be?
Invest in Bitcoin, no, man. I would have taken. I would tell hey Eric, take real estate a lot more serious from the jump. Do a little more of this, more of that, to become a little bit more successful sooner.
Yeah.
Before I had my child, and don't fuck it up. You're never gonna know the real answer of how to be perfect, because happiness it's not an illusion, but it's hard to attain when you're so driven by your business and your goals and whatnot, right? But I would tell myself, don't take life so serious. Do more when it comes to readers from the jump. Do this when it comes to your accounting business. Take a little bit of more of a leap of faith, that believe in yourself type of stuff, because in the beginning, you're starting, you don't believe in yourself.
Yeah.
I would have told myself to believe in myself, because it's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
But just do a little sooner.
Yeah.
And that's what I would do.
Do you feel like, and my bad, I was supposed to be the last question, but do you
bro.
feel like,
OT.
do you feel like if you were to have changed things in your life, like, do you feel like it would be the same outcome as where you're at right now? Or do you feel like you had to go through that to be able to learn all the things that you had to do? Because that's important.
Well, I think you have to go through it. Yeah. You have to go to the fucking ringer so you can understand, like, man, you touch a stove and it's hot, I'm not going to touch that motherfucker again, right?
Yeah.
So you have to learn.
Yeah.
You have to fall down. You have to get up. You just can't be scared of falling down again.
Yeah.
Because if you're scared of that shit, don't get in the water, man.
Right.
Don't get in the water. Imagine, look, baseball, right? We love baseball, right?
Right.
You strike out, what, 7 times out of 10?
Yeah.
You're making like $150 million a year, right?
Yeah.
That's what you learn, man. You learn, you go through it, and that's what I take it, man.
Love that.
I don't plan
bro.
shit.
I love that, bro.
I don't plan
Vacations,
shit.
nothing. You just fucking go.
No, vacation. My wife does some of the plan, but like this one coming up, she don't even know. But I'm planning. I'm just gonna go somewhere.
Yeah.
2 weeks, I'm gonna go somewhere again.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
What what derives that though? It's just like, is it because you're burnt out? Is it because or you just want to do it? Like,
I just want to do it.
Yeah.
I see my son and he's bored. I'm like, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go somewhere.
Yeah.
That's it, man.
That's
life.
Fucking dope, dude.
Right?
That's dope, bro. Salute to that, bro.
Salute to
That's
that.
a life we're trying to portray, bro. I appreciate that, bro.
Let's go. Bro.
Any final remarks? Anything you want to wrap it up with?
Nah, man. I love you, bro.
I love you too, bro. We're about to eat some fat ass steak.
That's what
So
we're gonna do.
that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. This was an amazing episode. And if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys took notes. You guys make sure that if you have not already, you turn your post notifications, like, subscribe, and make sure you comment on this video. Thank you so much. Salute.